Hey guys, it's Coach Scott. Zwift is taking a real long time today to upload. I only got a minute and a half here now. I'll tell you what I'm doing today. First of all, the weight. This is ridiculous. I had a bad weekend. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's like you have 2 bad days. You need 5 good days to lose 5 pounds, and 2 bad ones to gain it all back. All right, listen, I'm going back to week 1 here. I'm doing this. I didn't even know what this was. I really don't like these. I didn't think that was going to be it, but that's what we're going with. We're doing the second foundation ride of week 1. So you guys can kind of just find your own. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That 5-minute cooldown at the end. 50 minutes is about right. I don't want to do too much longer than that. I see Romans. All right, Mike Romans. Nice to see you. I think Todd just popped in. Here we go. No Ron Booze today, huh? I see Matt up on the chat. Matt in the chat. Yeah, so I was down here early today. Earlier than normal. And loaded up Zwift. I rebooted my PC last night, so maybe that has something to do with it, why it was so slow. I don't know. Usually it's supposed to be faster. But, anyway, yeah, I was weighed myself this morning. I didn't have a great weekend. I didn't train. I did no training. But I've come to realize it's actually easier for me to train during the week right now than it is on the weekends. Normally it's the opposite. But for me lately it's harder to train over the weekends than it is during the week, but it's crazy. Didn't do any rides over the weekend. I gotta do about 31 more miles in September to get to 400. Should bite off a bunch of that today. We'll get some done tomorrow. What's today? The 28th? 29th? 28th? Alright, so I got 3 more days. So we'll get that. Nothing since last Wednesday for Matt. Yeah, and then the diet was really off. You know, it wasn't like my meals were solid. They were good. They weren't bad calories. Nothing really terrible. It wasn't like I ate pizza or burgers or fried foods or anything like that. We just had Steph's mom over, and her aunt cooks all the time. But it's like, it's usually like good tasting food that's somewhat healthy, and it was. It was kind of like the sporadic dessert eating that got me this weekend, combined with the no movement and the drinking. I didn't really pound, but I had some help with a Corona Light 12 pack that's gone. And I think a couple bottles of wine got opened. Not even that much. It's not like we sat here and and crushed ourselves. It's just, that's what happens. Not only that, but you kind of, I did think that last Friday was my low. It was like 234.9 or 234.6 or something like that. But yeah, if you weigh yourself every day, you have to be aware of those things and kind of take it all with a grain of salt when it happens. I mean, I went from Monday of last week, 239. It's actually 239.9. And I spent all week working hard, eating right. And Friday morning payoff was I was 234 point something. And again, those daily fluctuations, it's not like I lost 5 pounds in a week. It just was, that's kind of the way things are skewed. But you can see how easy it is, how easy would it be to give up, right? How easy is it to give up? When you work your butt off for a full week, 5 days of the week, and it looks like you're getting some good results, and then you kind of absorb yourself into a weekend, and in 2 days you lose all that progress that you made the other 5 days. And that's part of the problem with weight loss when you just look at that number. I mean, it's so easy to give up at that point, right? But you can't do it. I'm back on the, so this week I'm going to be doing the intermittent fasting the full week. Something's up with my PC. You can see this? My Zwift. Something's up, but I don't know if it's Zwift or if it's my own Wi-Fi. It's really annoying. And the fact that I rebooted last night, I'm having issues. Makes it even worse. And my daughter Sam's with her mother, so it's not even like she's up or awake or using the Wi-Fi. Anyway. So this week, here's the plan for this week, guys. These rides, for me, I'm going to keep, they're basically open, right? So Todd, Mike, Ron, when you're here, you can just do whatever you want. I'm going to keep everything pretty light. I don't want to lose anything that I've built up this week. So, but I'm going to back this up with a second workout at least 3 times this week. Probably all runs. In some cases I may do bricks right off to the bike and just jump on the treadmill. In others I might just go for a run later this afternoon. So the plan is to get 3 runs in addition to these 5 rides. At some point, yeah, oh that's right, Matt. Matt crashed last week, hurt his foot. Sorry about that, brother. I know it's tough. It's tough to get back on that thing when it hurts to push the pedals. But hopefully you're better. At some point during this week, though, I got to take an FTP test. I don't think it's going to be today. I think I told Ron that I was going to do it Friday, but I might back that up to Tuesday. Although we're doing the race on Tuesday, so maybe my FTP will just go up on Tuesday. But yeah, I should do a ramp test. When do you want to do it, Matt? Let's do it like, I told Ron I'd do it Friday. I just don't know if I want to wait that long. It's going to be an evening. I can't do it in the morning. I'm weak in the morning. I admit it. I'm weak. I mean, you think about it, if I'm basing my my workouts off of this, I probably should do the FTP in the morning. But man, that would just suck. So let's pick out an evening. Obviously can't be Tuesday because Matt has a ride Tuesday. It can't be Thursday because we've got Thursday night ride. Thursday night FTP test. That'd be interesting. So let's not do that. Let's talk about doing it Wednesday. Let me reach out to Ron. I feel bad if Ron can't make it. He put in all the work. Let's see if he can make it on Wednesday night. I mean, the ramp test doesn't take too long. You good for Wednesday too, Romans? That's cool. Excellent. That'd be a fun thing to do. Except I'll have to wait around while you guys finish. You guys get up to like you guys are gonna get to like 460 watts. It's like an extra 10 minutes of me waiting around. But we've done the FTP in the group before. In the meetup. I don't think we do it with keep everyone together mode. I think that would screw everybody up. We probably could do it. Actually, now that I think about it. You just want easier workouts, Matt? Hoping your FTP goes down? And I think the thing is with these things, I mean, my FTP was probably 235, and I marked it down to 220 to do this program because I looked at it and I didn't think I could kind of hold those levels at 5 in the morning. Especially trying to talk on the live stream, so. I'm interested to see what I am now, if anything, if it's gone up. Yeah, I mean, we can try it. Tonight? I don't know about tonight. Let's see. We'll see if we can grab Ron tonight. If not Wednesday. And if Romans can do Wednesday, then we're all good. I feel like my body's rebelling from the weekend a little bit. I didn't get much sleep last night. Probably went to bed around 11:30. Just couldn't sleep. I always have those issues on Sunday nights for whatever reason. Well, I think, Matt, you know what the thing is? I think it'll work and keep everyone together. I mean, it's just like doing a workout with everyone together. The only thing that I worry about is, number one, if I set it up and I'm the first to finish, it's based off of your best 1 minute. So if I finish and I'm exhausted and I stop pedaling long enough, then I pop out of the workout portion, which shouldn't be a big deal. It should still keep everyone together. As long as I'm pedaling. And I'm just worried about, all right, if it, it should just keep it based off of our watts, right? And not time. But does that throw a glitch into the mechanism that calculates? So if I get to 340 watts and I'm done, but my avatar is traveling as if I was going, 400 watts when you guys are still moving, is that going to throw off the calculation? I don't know. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll message all you guys later after today and see if we can just pop on tonight and do one. If you can, great. And then I'll do the same thing Wednesday and do the same thing Friday if need be. And I don't mind doing the test 3 different times and setting that up. The thing about the ramp test is that because it's so short and it's just like a really one hard burst of energy, and it's not like that 20-minute job that they give you, is that it shouldn't really crush you. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I actually think it's going to work. The annoying part is, like, if I finish at 340 watts and you guys go to like 460, some of you guys, between you and Ron, I wouldn't be surprised to see you guys hitting 500. Which means I'm sitting there for like, it's like opening a present on Christmas, right? I'm sitting there waiting for my my results. Oh yeah, when you finish the test and you stop pedaling, it'll let you, actually, the only thing is so I guess again, like as the leader of the ride, meaning not the leader, but the guy with the yellow thing over top of his head. If I stop, I just don't want it to stop for you guys. I don't think it will. So I probably could just bow out of that part. Worst case scenario, I jump out of the meetup and you guys just keep riding. But at that point, we're done with what we need, so it's good. I think we're good to go. We can test it that way. And again, worst case scenario, we just got to do it again the next day, or Wednesday. Did a podcast with Travis Macy and Mark Macy. I did the podcast on Thursday. We had some Wi-Fi issues a couple times, so it took me a while to edit it. I did the best I could, but you can tell there are parts where the sound kind of jumps. But the story they have is great. They were both in the World's Toughest Race from Eco Challenge. Man, I say let's just do it. At that point, let's just do it. We'll might as well just do the test if we're there and see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll just do it again. A couple days later. I am surprised to not see Ron here this morning. Hope he's alright. Hope he's doing okay. Hope he just missed the alarm. Intermittent fasting all week. 16 hours. So that's the benefit of doing these zone 2 sessions, is you know you can finish. You don't have to be intimidated. You got that terrible bike, Matt. And you're gonna do what do you call it? You're gonna do a test on that? I thought you fixed it. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're not into taking FTP tests. Zwift will use races. I mean, I think Zwift will use anything. If you get, my gut tells me, without knowing the code, is that if at any point, so Matt's point is this. If Matt takes an FTP test, typically his FTP will go down. It'll go down from where it was. And the only time it goes up is after a race. So Zwift, even though you're not necessarily taking an FTP test, they will mark you and monitor you for increases or decreases in FTP. More so the increases. And especially if you're doing a race. But I think they'd even do it if you're out doing a ride and decided you wanted to push really hard. My gut tells me that they use your 20 minutes, the same thing as the FTP test that they use, their main FTP test, not the ramp. So if I was to go out and say push 240 watts over a 20-minute period of time, they might increase my FTP automatically from 220 to like 230 or something like that. So Matt's point is, if he's out racing and doing a race, he tends to push himself harder for longer. Which is a good point, especially if you're a competitive guy or gal. If you're out there racing and getting into it, it's absolutely true that, you know, typically, I'll tell you, typically what I do, and I remember I did like this 13-mile race, and I went out in like the first 3 or 4 miles and pushed super hard. And I didn't think I could hold it. But I kind of like, my mind was in the race, and I really wanted to ride hard in the race. And I kind of like zoned out, focused on pedaling. And it's true, you can go, when you're focused, and you don't quit, you can go further than you think you can. So, when you're in a race and you're competing, especially like, I think I was in a group of people, and you're trying to maintain in that group so you guys can draft off one another and go faster, but you don't want to get dropped. So you tend to push harder in the races, as opposed to saying, okay, let's take an FTP test. And yeah, you can kind of try to psych yourself up and work as hard as you can, but without that sort of pressure, I guess, of a race. You may not push as hard as you think you will. So you think you're maxing out, but in reality, you might have a little juice left. And who knows, maybe doing the FTP together, even though we'll be in keep everyone together mode, but maybe that will help sort of push people a little bit further. Mike, did you guys wind up climbing this weekend? Felt like you asked everybody if we could climb over the weekend. I know Ron was interested. I was less so interested, but I wouldn't have been able to make it. Right, that's another thing. Matt's ride is Tuesday night. It's a race. So, it's another opportunity for FTP to go up. No, you didn't get it done. Okay. Good. Because you didn't invite me and I would have been sad. I wouldn't have been sad. I would have held you guys back anyway. Oh, you're talking about Ventu? Under 2 hours? Hey, we were close last time. 2:15. I mean, granted, we all took turns, so. You know, you have to, if you're doing it by yourself, you have to hold that power. You got a duck hunt, huh? Like Nintendo? Are you actually out there getting ducks? My daughter would be mortified if she knew you're out there shooting ducks. I won't tell her. Jay's a maniac. I think he did your ride, or did he do your time trial the other day? Last week? Freaking crushed everybody. Yeah, I know, you were just kind of riding to get up. But yeah, I mean, that's the problem. The problem is, especially if you weigh a little bit more, if you're not like pushing to get up, for number one, even if you are pushing to get up, it's still going to be, you know, minimum 3 hours. So it's how much power can you hold for 3 hours, which is and then if you just try to take it easy and make it up the whole way, try to hang in there and go slow, then you're talking like 5-6 hours. I mean, I've gone up it a couple times just to see, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours, how far I could go. And I don't come close, you know, right around the halfway mark. Jason Adam. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like averaging 250 watts for you is possible. I think when I climbed Alpha Zwift in an hour and 50, I averaged, I think, 187, something like that, which is a lot for me for that period of time. And I can transfer that to Ventu, which is, you know, it's not double, but it's almost double. Yeah, you're talking, if I push 190 watts for 4 hours, probably still not up to the top. So if I ride 160 watts for 4 hours, you're likely to be, you know, 2/3 of the way. It's going to take me 6 hours on that note at that speed. This is a smart ride for Monday. These 5-minute intervals at 160 are nice. I mean, I got a sweat worked up. I feel pretty good. Here's what we should do is I should do a race with Booze. Booze has to climb Ventoux twice, and I gotta do it once. I bet he could beat me. I like the teamwork approach to Ventoux. That was actually a good day. And we went at it at 5 in the morning on a Monday, Labor Day. I woke up yesterday and my neck was killing me. It was killing me all day. It's a little bit better today. But even like, it was so annoying. I was driving, and every time I got to an intersection to look both ways, anytime I turned my head, oh, it was terrible. Yeah, I might as well get Booze 10,000 feet of elevation in one workout. Get into that Tron bike. Got one more 5-minute set here. I'm going to do a run later today. I haven't done a run in a long time, 2 or 3 weeks. Last time I did hills. Today I just want to get a nice casual run in. You know, I want to have a productive off season this year. Because typically I do a race right around now. Last year I was going to do Marine Corps Marathon and kind of bailed out of that because I had my daughter. But typically I have a race, and then once that race is over in the fall, when we start going into winter, it's very hard to kind of like mentally uphold and have a productive off season. I mean, if you're a professional athlete, it's one thing. But if you're a casual athlete, it's like, hey, you just finish your event. I mean, in my case, yeah, you can go back to Lake Placid. You finish your event. You know, in your mind, you want to keep it up and you want to stay in shape. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard to get that focus back when there's nothing imminent hanging over your head. So this year I want to be productive, and you know, in the quote off season, you know, the typical way that you do that. Yeah, we've been in off season for a year, but the typical way you do that is you ride low and slow. You ride a lot of zone 2 rides, low intensity, as long as you can go. As many hours as you can spare. And the problem is, and as a coach I'm very aware of this, because I know for me, It's easy to think about that. It's another thing to put it in practice. Because it can get boring. You know, it's one of the reasons why we have the Thursday night ride. Kind of hope that's like a productive, you can make it as productive as you want, the workout, but try to add a little bit of fun to it, and camaraderie and accountability, that kind of thing. I think Muscle Man is June, and I think I'll start really ramping up my training probably January, probably after the new year. But I don't really know, I don't have a great plan just yet. I'd like to kind of, like I said, I'd like to make this a real base phase and really kind of focus on getting my bike out to, you know, feeling comfortable on the bike for 3 hours. Going out and doing more runs. Long runs, slow long runs. Maybe even working at walk intervals. More of like the Galloway method. To tell you, even the 70.3 that I did fairly well time-wise. I think I was a little over 7 hours. Like 7:15, I think, somewhere around there. 7:08, I don't know. But by the time I'm off the bike, it's a run walk. And I feel like it's almost advantageous to know how you feel, what intervals you can get away with. Should you increase them, increase the run, increase the walk, you know. The more you can practice with that kind of stuff in the off season, the more efficient you'll be on course on race day. Last thing you need to do is get off the bike portion, be exhausted, and run yourself into the ground the first 2 miles. And that's only slightly worse than getting off the bike and thinking you're exhausted and not realizing that you still got some in the tank. And walking those first 2 or 3 miles before you realize you could actually ran. You know, I think, Matt, can I be honest with you? I think us guys that weigh a little bit more, we also think of it as, in terms of, it's a weight battle too. And you feel like you got to work your butt off to get that weight off. You don't waste any time between now and then, right? You want to work. So I think are you absolutely right about running versus walking? I tell you what, I walked most of the marathon at Lake Placid. In my first half marathon, I averaged 14.5-minute miles. So that's pretty good for walking a half marathon. And I didn't practice walking at all. And there were people walking faster than me. They were flying by me, and I would try to keep up. I don't know if it's because their legs were longer or they practice it. But man, people out there can walk fast. I think Ramon Burmo told me he walked a 5-hour marathon, which is like my PR running. But that means that he walks, what is that, 11.5-minute miles? 11:26 or something? But like anything else, you should practice it. It's you know what too. The problem with the prolonged base phase is getting up every day or sitting on the bike every day and trying to like push out 2 hours of zone 2 work while productive gets to be boring. And so the things I'm doing with my athletes, Matt, is throwing in some Zwift races, not, maybe once a week or every other week. A random climb here and there off the Zwift. Something that makes it feel like an event. Something that's not going to destroy you. So if we did a race, it would be kind of a shorter race. It's something that'll get your heart pumping and those getting those mile tests done if you're running, or 5K tests done. Just to give something to look forward to. And to feel like you're working towards something that's sort of like short to medium term, as opposed to, hey, it's the end of September, I can start working for my race in June, but for the next 3 months, I just want to just sit in zone 2 and ride slow. That's great, man. If you can just sit on the bike and ride and earn badges, that's awesome. That's kind of what you should be doing. It's like today, even today, it's 50 minutes? 50? Yeah, it's going to be 50 minutes. That's why today I'm backing it up with a run. Tomorrow I'll probably do like a similar workout, maybe even the same one. And I'm going to try to make it to Matt's time trial. And Wednesday, we do the same in the morning. Try to do another run. Thursday, we have Thursday night ride. So this ride again in the morning and Thursday night ride. Friday, this ride again. Somewhere in there, we gotta squeeze in the FTP. So we can try that tonight. See if it works. I say we just go for it. I'll see if I can grab Ron. See if Mike can do it. We'll chat after this ride. This was nice. I gotta tell you, this was nice. I didn't set up the heart rate monitor today just because I knew we were just gonna be spinning. And my last one just broke on me after like 2 years. Might have been a year. I think just because it got too much salt in it. 11.6, man, that is the best. That is the best distance. Like that nice, just over 10 miles kind of thing. Sometimes I see these guys doing races that are like 25 miles. I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. Those guys get that done in an hour. You're trying to race for longer than that is like, that's an exercise in self-control. I'll tell you what I really like, Matt, is I like the idea of not necessarily riding the same course every week, but having a consistent rotation of courses so that you can compare your finish times every now and again. Anyway, all right, we're finishing up here for the day. 12 out of 12 stars, feeling pretty good. Thanks for coming out, Mike. Thanks for coming out, Todd. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the Matt in the chat. It's like the cat in the hat. I think I used that one last week. Anyway. I feel good today. Even with that horrible weigh-in. Anyway. Alright, start of a good week. Let's make it happen. I'll get in touch with you guys about the FTP test and we'll talk about it soon. And that's it. That's it. I'll see you guys later.